Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and I have a pretty special treat for you guys today. If you care about the Team Mr. Shiny Wars, which, if you don't know, Team Mr. held a Shiny War recently for 1 week. It's probably the most popular unofficial Shiny War in PokeMMO. Team Mr. is the original creators of the Shiny War, and this was our big Shiny War to celebrate 10 years in Team Mr. existence, Team Mr. being created, and it was, in my opinion, the best Shiny War I've ever seen in Pokemon. And I don't say that lightly. I feel like that happens there's a new war, like it gets upped and upped and upped, and it's because players get better and better and are willing to push their limits more and more, and it's all a very, very intense experience. But I have some really cool statistics for you guys. So obviously, Team Flare versus Team Awk. Team Flare, thankfully my team did end up winning. Due to no help to myself, I did shiny hunt 16 hours a day for 7 days straight. However, I did not get a single shiny, and that's just how it goes. But thankfully, due to my teammates, we did win, by 3 points, just barely by the neck of our teeth at the end. I really recommend checking out the full journey. I'll do a full video actually coming out either before or after this video. It'll be a complete edit of all these stream recaps, but this is where things get more interesting in my opinion. Shout out to Nick Shark, who put in the effort to actually make all of this and get all this data. I assumed he pulled players. I don't actually know exactly how he got this data. I don't know if it was just based off of guesstimations. So just keep that in mind as we go through this. But total shiny Pokemon, some of this is easy to track. We have other stats on it, but total shiny Pokemon found throughout the Team Mr. Shiny War in PokeMMO 97. I think these numbers are really good if you want to, I wouldn't say emulate this, but like understand where maybe you want to stand or like what you want to be looking to do in your own Team Shiny Wars. I always encourage other Pokemon players and teams, and not even teams. Maybe it's just you have a group of 5 friends and you all want to compete against each other and do a Shiny War type system or a Shiny Hunting event for yourself for a week, 1 day if you really wanted to. It wouldn't be the most balanced, but it would be fun. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. You could do it for a month, you could do it for a year with your friends, you could do whatever you want, and just kind of adjust the event in a way that helps you enjoy Pokemon. Pokemon is a game all about kind of creating your own goals and creating your own fun at times. It's very MMO in that aspect. We're going to move on. Edge Shinies, only two Edge Shinies, which I was really shocked to see. Only 2 Edge Shinies. I believe there was a Lilip, it was a Lilip and an Eevee. I think Porkmas had the Eevee, evolved it into Flareon, and then I'm forgetting who had the Lilip. It was a banger shiny. It was a big Lilip. That Lilip really jolted us into the lead. But total encounters in the Safari Zone, one of the craziest stats of the event, in my opinion. Total shiny encounters in the Safari Zone, 10. 5 of them fled. We lost 5 shinies during this Team Mr. War and still almost broke 200 points, which is just ridiculous. If you don't know, in Team Mr. War, if a shiny flees in the Safari Zone, you do get 0 points. Unless there is something called Safari Bonus Day, where you do get 5 points even if it flees. But we had I think at least 3 shinies flee not on Bonus Day. So there's some interesting stuff there. There's also a lot of strategy when it comes to should you hunt in the Safari Zone, should you not. It's kind of high risk, high reward. You actually get more encounters per hour in the Safari Zone. It's pretty significantly faster versus single encounters outside of the Safari Zone, since you don't have to. There's no animation of you throwing out your own Pokemon. It's just the wild Pokemon. So it's actually pretty significantly faster. So there are a lot of positives and negatives to shunning the Safari Zone, whether on the bonus day or not. Something to consider for your own wars. Single/double shiny mons, 27 single/double shiny encounters. Pretty beautiful to see. 4 secrets. What's the math on that? 4 secrets out of 27? That feels really, really, really high, because that's actually extremely above rate. So for those who don't know, secret shinies are about a 1 out of 16 single/double shiny mons or whatever. So that essentially means if we saw around 32 single/double shinies, we should have gotten 2 secrets. We didn't even see 32, and we saw 4. So we got extremely lucky on secrets. That's pretty interesting. Horde shinies, 58. 58 Horde shinies. Next up, we have some really cool stuff. Total encounters, 1,454,633. 63,000 eggs. I'm pretty surprised to see it's honestly this, I guess, few. I did about 2,000 myself, or about 1,800 or whatever, but I guess that makes sense. They're so expensive, and to do this amount within a week's time, I mean, that's pretty crazy, honestly. Only 16,000 fossils. I guess a lot of people saved them for the last day. I think I did about, I want to say 500 to 700 fossils. I did about an hour and a half of fossils. So I think I'm probably around 500 to 700, but I had about 100 or so left at the end. So I want to say 500 to 700 would be my guess for how many fossils I did. Singles / doubles / hordes. 1,374,120 encounters. And then I think the coolest part of all, 3,960 hours played. If I bring up my calculator, which I can hopefully get on screen for you guys here really quickly, we do it live. I think if I move it up like this, beautiful. It's kind of small. Let's make it a little bigger. I think there were around, I think it was around 120 players. That might be a little too high. Maybe like 115. We're gonna underestimate 120 or so. Let's do 3,960 divided by 120, if my math is correct. Is that right? Is that 33 hours per player? I think on average. I think that's the math, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, that's everybody basically pulling a work week in PokeMMO, and obviously there were players that far exceeded this, and sometimes there's players who think that they can participate in the war, but then like something happens in life and they just like literally can't play the game at all. So that's very normal. That very much happens. I personally put in 111 hours. I know some other people. I think there was someone else who put in 120. There were a ton of people who put in more hours than me in this war. So it's pretty crazy to see, though. Pretty nuts. That's most of the interesting data in mind. There's also like the whole just leaderboard of who got what and like all the points, but honestly this is it's kind of small, hard to see, and not really worth covering each and every shiny. If you want to see each and every shiny, I think watching the stream recaps is the best way to do that and see all the reactions, the emotions. When you just see each shiny on paper, it doesn't really give the full experience. You can actually go ahead and see, you can actually designate by teams. I haven't even seen these numbers yet, so I'm curious to see how it compares. Wow, that's so okay. Team Ock total encounters. Oh, Team Ock did way... Oh, no, we did way more eggs. I'm shocked to see that. We ended up doing 40,000 eggs comparatively to Team Ock doing 23K. So we had almost double the eggs. And we had 2 egg shinies, I think, on our team, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. That makes sense. Let's see Team Ock, Team Flare. We had less single and double encounters, though, which is obviously really important, which makes sense as well. Total hours, we ended up with 2,200 hours, and Team Ock with 1,600. Fossils, 7,000 versus around 9,000. Pretty close on fossils. That's crazy to see that. Over back to the scorecard, we can see Team Ock. I didn't realize they had 1 fleet. So that makes sense. Team Ock had 3 Safari shinies with 1 fleet. 49 total shiny mons, 0 eggs. Team Flare had 2 out of 2 egg shinies. 4 fleas. This was, I didn't realize we had 7. That's insane. Team Flare alone had 7. Let's check this out correctly. 7 Safari shinies and 4 of them fled. This was honestly the craziest part of the war, in my opinion. I mean, look at, dude, Team Flare. Wait, wow, we had all the secrets. This is so cool to see. This is like Team Flare had what I always call Patrouski luck, and it makes sense. I was on Team Flare, okay? We got unbelievably lucky on secrets. Like, this is actually disgusting luck. Disgusting secret shiny luck. That's ridiculous. To only get 12 single / double shinies and 4 of them come out secret, that is like actually unbelievably wild. However, our Safari luck was also really bad. So we had the severe good luck followed by the severe bad luck. 2 egg shinies, very severe good luck. Like, oh, I haven't even seen those breakdowns yet. That is so crazy. So many single shinies from Team Ock. I like the total numbers. We had 1 less total shiny, but we managed to pull it out just barely. Just an unbelievably tight war down to the last hour and a half. And if for those who watched, it was swinging back and forth. Like, who had the lead literally swung back and forth until the final 15 minutes, I believe, of the event. Who was in the lead at like an hour and a half switched. It switched at like an hour and 50. We woke up and it was different. Like, the final few hours of this war, the fact that this war stayed as tight and as close as it was throughout the entire week is just ridiculous. The odds of that, like both teams being drafted so consistently, being so well matched for each other, it's ridiculous. And thank you again to everybody for spectating, everybody who participated, making this war what it was. I think I've said those thank yous enough, and I could just glaze and talk about it forever, but it's been a really beautiful shiny war. But thank you to Nick Shark for making these stats. This was really cool, and everybody who helped gather all of this data. Really cool to see this stuff put into numbers. There's so, like, when there's 4,000 hours of people's lives on the line, it makes sense to take it and try to, verbalize it and visualize it as much as possible and try to put it into numbers. So that's it for me today. Just a quick little fun video going over all the crazy numbers. Like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike if you did not. Subscribe to the channel for PokeMMO videos every single day. Follow me on Twitch for Shiny Wars streams, possibly in the future, probably far from the future for now. If you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, the best way to do so, down in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, Factor. There will be a link first thing in the description. Signing up for Factor, they give you awesome food. It's like little meal preps. It's basically like meal prep without having to do the prep yourself. They send you portioned meals with good amounts of protein, good amounts of vegetables. You get your nutrition. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to waste gas money to go to the grocery store. You don't have to, put all the groceries away. You don't have to cook food. You save time on dishes. The time save is ridiculous. Factor was instrumental to me participating in and helping my team, even though I got no shinies, helping my team win Shiny Wars. I don't think I would have been able to shiny hunt 16 hours a day without the help of Factor. I would have had to take more time to get some more nutrition, make better, healthier meals with my body. I'm getting older, boys. Turning 27 this year, basically dust and bone. It was a lot for me this time to do, and it's getting worse, harder and harder every Shiny War. And thanks to Factor, I was able to do it. So shout out to them. Link in the description. If you want to support the channel, subs to them is the literal best way to support the channel. It is super, super powerful. They enable small content creators like myself to do things like Shiny Wars and dump a ton of time into something we are very passionate about and we all love very, very, very much, which is PokeMMO shiny hunting. That's it for me, though. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day, and I hope your shiny luck is amazing today. Hopefully you hit something in the background while watching this video, guys. Peace, Reno.